Grace Hopper was an American mathematician, computer programmer, and Navy officer throughout the 1900s. She was born in 1906 in New York City, where she later furthered her education by attending Vassar College. At Vassar, she studied physics and math and graduated in 1928. 2 years later, she received a master's degree in mathematics from Yale University. In order to make enough money to continue her studies, she began work as an assistant professor at Vassar. This allowed her to earn a PhD in mathematics from Yale in 1934. She was the first woman to ever earn this degree from Yale, and one of the first women to earn this degree from any school. The same year she got her PhD, she married Vincent Hopper, a professor at NYU. After receiving her PhD, she returned to Vassar yet again to be an associate professor. She remained until 1943, when the growing conflicts of World War II compelled her to join the United States Naval Reserve. Unsurprising due to her heavy mathematical experience, Grace was assigned to Harvard's Bureau of Ordnance Computation project. While working on this project, she learned to program a Mark I computer. Throughout the war, Grace was extremely beneficial in the technology sector of the Navy. This continued after 1945, when she remained as a reserve officer and continued to work at Harvard with later versions of the Mark computers. Another life event for Grace in 1945 was her divorce from her husband, Vincent. In 1949, Grace switched her focus into the private computer industry, working with companies Eckert-Mauchly Computer Corporation and Remington Rand, where she worked with the UNIVAC computer. This is where she helped make history. Her team made the very first computer language compiler, which translates commands into code, which was a precursor to COBOL, or Common Business-Oriented Language, used around the world. Although she had retired from military service in 1966 at the age of 60, she was called back to help incorporate her codes into the Navy's technological systems. She didn't truly retire until 1986, when she was the oldest serving officer in the United States Navy. Retiring from the Navy didn't stop Grace from continuing her work in the computer industry. She advanced her work and was the first female honored with the National Medal of Technology in 1991. 1 year later, on January 1, 1992, Grace Hopper died. Unfortunately, ours is a world that oftentimes struggles to allow women opportunities and recognition for their achievements, and Grace Hopper is no stranger to this. It is only recently that she has been brought back into the public eye as a technological hero. In 2016, President Barack Obama awarded Grace posthumously with the Presidential Medal of Freedom for being widely known as the grandmother of COBOL. Grace embodied the spirits of hope, drive, and passion. She was proud of what she had accomplished in technology, but she also believed that her most important accomplishment was teaching hundreds of students and preparing them to enter the adult world as more educated human beings. She also believed that the industry she helped create had a long, long way to go.
You talk a lot about the computer revolution. I thought we're in it and it's over.
No, we're only at the beginning. We've been through the preliminaries.
Well, what's it going to be like?
We've got the Model T.
Just the Model T?
That's where we are now.
If technology plays any role in your life, you can thank Grace Hopper for allowing the advancement and implication of the codes that make it work. Not only did she serve the United States, create a new language, and earn 3 degrees, but she did most of it as a single woman in a time when a woman's work was not valued as much as a man's. Even in modern times, white women, on average, are paid 77 cents for every dollar earned by a man, with women of color earning even less. Additionally, some women had to fight twice as hard to be heard in a male-dominated environment, such as the one Grace worked in, technology. Despite all of the obstacles that came with being a female computer scientist in the 20th century, Grace Hopper still succeeded and made it possible to live our lives as dependent on technology as we are today.